All right, welcome back to the shorter lunchtime video. I want to start this video by clarifying a error I made in the last one where I explained how you can have a host address whose last octet is a 0. So going back to the example here where I said that if this were a /23, this would be the network address. But what I said afterward was that the broadcast address would be this, and that's clearly not true. If you have a /23, that means that all of your bits, your first 23 bits, so that's 16 bits there, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. If you toggle any of those first 23 bits, it means that you're on a different subnet. So the broadcast address here would mean that I'm toggling every single one of these bits. So clearly this is not the broadcast address for this subnet. It's beyond into the next, into one of the many next /23 subnets. So the broadcast address is just going to be all of the host bits flipped to on, which you only get one host bit in the third octet, so it's going to be .1.255 is the broadcast address for this /23 subnet. But you can see just kind of how clear that is, that you actually can have host addresses with 0 as the last octet, because any bit you toggle in the host portion, you get a host address when you toggle one of those bits. Your network address is when they're all 0s, your broadcast address is when they're all 1s, but just any random thing like that, that's going to be a host address. So even if these are all 0s, but you've got one toggled as a 1, you're going to have host addresses where the last octet is .1. And of course, this will only apply for anything shorter than a /24, because you'll need to be toggling bits in the third octet. So that's what's going to make it so that you can have host addresses with a 0 in the last octet, just to clarify. All right, so moving back into the lab where we left off last time, I was just going through and configuring this, so I'll continue that. All of the AS604 routers are now complete, so I'll move on to AS931. You can see there, I just typed out the whole thing again because I had to tab it out. I didn't really know what I was looking for, and that's kind of gonna cost me a little bit of time on the test, so I just want to be very clear what I am configuring. Oops. Got to go into the logical unit first, not the physical interface. And spell family, right? Okay. All right, so that went really smooth. So now it's time for Atlanta. Going to be a bit more configuration required. That was one of the skimpier ones. All right, so we've got, I need to figure out which links are going to Miami. So Atlanta port, so it's going to be 2 and 3 to Miami, and then 0 and 1 to Memphis. So edit interfaces, GE 2, set description 2. Right. And now let's see here. Okay. Gig ether options, and then you go to .3AD, IE0. All right, so before moving on, I'll verify that my BGP connections are up. Oops, and it looks like they're not, so I'm going to need to do a little bit of troubleshooting before moving on. Oh, there's the good old open confirm again. It's common occurrence now, I guess. Huh, it's interesting. All right, moving on to Topeka, Kansas. All right, so that's all I need for this. So hopefully the BGP connection will come up, the EBGP connection. I hope I'm going to get that pipe refresh one command during the test, but from what I've seen of Junos OS, I've only seen it in this version, so I don't think it's a common command. All right, well, let's look into that. And you can see I configured it with .1 and not .2, so easy fix. Looks like there's still some issues. I can ping. So maybe the neighbor statement on Jackson is wrong. Oh, no, it's in established now. So that's good. All right, so let's think about what some interesting links to look at with Wireshark are going to be. And then let's go ahead and redistribute one of these routes into BGP. Looks like I've only got 49 minutes. So you know what, I'm going to keep this video short. This was just to set up the lab. So as far as diving into things in Wireshark and taking a look at what happens when we add routes in, remove routes, all that sort of thing, I want that to be in its own video so I can go really far into depth into that. But so good things to come. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.